I could just journey with you ladies all day long. Oh gosh, wow. I feel so honoured to be journeying with you ladies inside your embodiment journey right now. I have some ladies that are at the start of their journeys and some ladies that are very easily, gradually edging towards the end of this part of their journey and this chapter that they're on of your embodiment journey. And wow, 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 what a journey it continues to be. And I feel so grateful that the way that I've designed your embodiment journey means that it's so beautifully held in this gorgeous framework, this gorgeous container. And yet, within that, there is so much openness, so much space, so much flexibility, so that within that beautiful embodied container, you get to arrive as you are in your humanness, week on, week out. Through our 10 sessions together, I get to really gently offer a theme for that week, and I hold it very lightly, recognizing that for some ladies, that theme, that loose theme, can really feel supportive, especially if we're feeling quite overwhelmed and we're feeling like there's lots of uncertainty and lots of questions that we're sat with. It can feel really daunting to then bring a topic to a coaching session or to know what we want to explore. And so that really lightly held theme can feel so supportive for some women. And yet I hold it lightly because what I've found in my experience is that when we let go of the agenda for the session, when we let go of a plan, when we let go of trying to support the people in our spaces to get to a particular space, when we let go of all of that, we really allow spaciousness for what feels really true and alive for the person that's sat in front of us. So rather than searching for what's going to meet our own agenda, we're able to peel all of that back. We're able to arrive in fuller, more loving, rich presence with what's actually there. And so rather than being in our logical, conceptual thinking brain as the coach and thinking about what do I need to say next to get them there, we let go of all of that and we're able to tune in that moment to what's alive for you right now as you share that, because we've created the spaciousness and the presence to notice those tears as they start to emerge. We notice the subtle change in the body language. We recognize the subtle change in the tone of someone's voice. We notice when they're thinking, when their eyes are wandering and they're not quite finished processing that thing that you've just been exploring together. And so before I rush on to ask the next question or to move on to the next inquiry, I notice, oh, yeah, they're still processing something there. And so I pause and I breathe and I ground back into myself. I ground back into this moment so that I can meet these beautiful women where they're at and I can support them as they deepen into their own layers of self-inquiry. In the past, when I was first starting out as a coach back in 2020, a really beautiful part of my journey into the coaching world, and I reflect on where I was at then and I would be rushing on to the next thing. I wasn't offering any space, any real embodied pauses in my sessions. And so we never got to that depth because we were always in the conceptual, thinking about the next place to be, the next action, the next question, the next thing. I didn't feel safe enough within my own nervous system to pause and to lean into the unknown with my clients. I didn't feel safe within myself to manage the unknown. I felt like I always had to know what I was going to say next, know how to support the person in front of me, know how to add value. And I feel so grateful that I discovered body-oriented coaching, because it was the style of coaching that I was yearning for my whole journey through my own personal awareness journey. I started 9 years ago. I was yearning to discover these deeper parts of myself because I was so tired of this superficial way of being within myself, where I didn't feel like I was really being my true authentic self. I didn't feel able to connect through any depth with others because I was always stuck in this thinking, who do I need to be? What do I need to say? How do I need to feel right now in a way that will feel welcome, or in a way that will make this other person feel comfortable? And so the more that I was met by my creative supervisor, my own therapist, my own coaches, the more that I was met in this embodied way where I could let out all of the words and I could say, this is what's happened this week, this is what's been happening in my own life or with my clients, the children, the families, the people that I was supporting. And I was able to offload all of that. And my supervisor at the time, my therapist, they were able to let go of all of the words. They were able to tune in to, okay, these are the words that she's saying, and yet I'm sensing there's something else present in her experience. And I'll never forget that day that my creative supervisor listened to all of this waffle, and I was like offloading all of this stuff and sharing that superficial like mask that I'd been wearing for so many years of, I'm fine, I'm busy, I'm feeling a bit like stressed at times, but it's okay and I'm fine and this is what I'm going to do and this is what I'm going to do about it, and blah, blah, blah. And he just paused in that moment, let go of everything that I just said, and he just looked at me with this beautiful compassion. And he shared, I'm sensing that there's some sadness there. Wow. It was like someone had seen me for the first time. I was like, how did he know? And it was like he'd saw a part of me that I wasn't even meeting within myself. I wasn't even able to pause to ask, how am I actually feeling in this moment? Because I was so stuck on the hamster wheel of life. And as soon as he reflected that back, I just bawled my eyes out. I cried and I cried and I cried. I was just like, gosh, like, yeah, there is a lot of sadness there. Maybe that's what's keeping me in this perpetual cycle of busyness and stress and overworking and overgiving, because I'm trying to avoid that part of me that's feeling sad. And so to feel held in a space where that part of me was not only seen, but that part of me was welcome, was life-changing for me. And it's what sparked this beautiful, one of the experiences that sparked this beautiful journey into my own embodiment, my own somatic awareness, my own nervous system healing. And another beautiful experience on my first ever somatic experience in retreat with a somatic experiencing practitioner, which is different to somatic coaching, but that's a story for another day. And again, when I was asked to stand in front of the group, how are you doing today, Meg? Like, what's present for you? Like, what do you want to share? And I would reel off all of these words, all of these thought processes, all of the challenges. I'd speak to, this is what I'm finding challenging, and this is what's hard, and this is how I'm feeling, and this is what I'm going to do about it. And I know that if I just do this and blah, 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 blah. And she looked at me, the facilitator, and in the most beautifully loving and compassionate way, she looked at me and she said, You've got it all figured out, haven't you, Meg? You've got it all figured out. You know everything that you're going to do, everything that you need to do. Let me ask you, what are you sensing in your body right now? Floored me. I had no idea what I was sensing in my body. I had not the foggiest, because I was so disconnected. I was so stuck in my conceptual thinking brain, trying to analyse, make sense, figure everything out, figuring out the past, figuring out the future, even figuring out like what's going on right here, right now, all through the thinking brain. I didn't have a clue what was going on in my body. And so through that beautiful experience of somatic experiencing, I was invited time and time again, okay, now come back to the body. What's happening with your breath? Are you breathing like shallowly as you speak about that? Where is your breath? Is it in your chest? Is it in your belly? Is it in both? Notice what's happened to your body language, Meg, as you're speaking about that. Have you gone into collapse? Are you trying to shrink down and keep yourself small? Have you stopped breathing? Notice what happens in your experience as you share about this thing that you feel really empowered about. How is your body now? Where are you sensing that in your body? That was another life-changing moment for me, where I realized that there was this whole other part of my experience, this beautiful vessel, this gorgeous body that is forever receiving and sending signals which are filled with such beautiful, rich wisdom that can give us so much more insight into what's actually true for us in this moment, what's actually alive in our experience. Not just the part of us that thinks we know, but the part of us that actually remembers in our body. And so we might say that I'm feeling okay, and if I just do this and if I just do that, but actually if our body remembers something different, if our nervous system is sending alarm bells off that I know you say that you're okay, Meg, and I know that you say that you're just going to do this and you'll just take this course and you'll just have this conversation and you'll just do this and everything will be fine. But if our body remembers a time where it didn't feel safe, if our body, our nervous system is trying to keep us safe because it's remembering a time where actually that part of us didn't feel welcome, we can try and do all of the rationalizing and the problem solving that we like, and yet we'll continue to feel disconnected from the truth of our experience. We'll continue to feel stuck in this perpetual cycle of disconnect and potentially overwhelm and frustration because we're ignoring this whole other part of our experience. And so, my loves, I felt really called to share that today after the most beautifully rich, nourishing, gorgeous, raw, courageous, authentic, exciting, expansive coaching session with one of the beautiful ladies inside her embodiment journey today. And yeah, just to reflect on the journey that she's been on over the past months. Wow. It's just incredible, and it's such an honor. I can't tell you what an honor it is to be able to open up these spaces, to lean into these inquiries together that you bring from your heart, that feel deeply meaningful and important to you, and to be able to soften and to really pause and to see what wants to emerge as you uncover more depths of yourself, more awareness, more curiosities, so that you can meet more parts of you, the truth of who you really are. And so that you can start to build this beautiful mind-body connection, so that you can start to dance the two together rather than feeling at war with yourself. You can start to soften that beautiful tension that's like been building up as like a messenger over the years, and we can start to really come back into harmony, so that we can start to arrive more authentically. We can let go of some of the narratives and the words and the story and the making meaning and the figuring out and the analysing, And we can trust in the signals of what our body is offering us in this moment. And from there, we can move forward from this really embodied place of self-awareness, of self-connection, of self-understanding, of self-soothing. And we can start to begin to arrive as our fullest, most authentic selves. And so there we have it, a little bit of a snapshot into the juiciness of your embodiment journey. And oh gosh, wow, it feels so exciting to explore where you ladies might go off the back of this beautiful chapter of your life, this journey, and feels very exciting to be at the start of this journey for some other beautiful women who have leaned in. And so we are at capacity at the moment. We will be opening. We've got some more spaces coming up in the spring, which will be around March time. We'll be opening up the doors for your embodiment journey. And so we've already got some ladies on the wait list for that beautiful 3 to 4 month journey. If this speaks to your heart, my love, if you're curious, you're yearning to really lean in and explore what this journey might offer to you, what might unfold within your own life through leaning into this beautiful embodied journey, then pop me a message with your embodiment journey and I can pop you on the waitlist, my love, so that you will be the first to hear when our doors open again in the spring. And it would just be the greatest honour. Every single one of you ladies who enter onto this journey are so beautifully unique and courageous and raw and vibrant and expansive and abundant, and I just love to see you emerge into more of you, to see you embodying more of you in your heart, in your essence, in the real truth of what feels most alive and what feels most important and passionate and nourishing for you. Oh, there's nothing that brings me more joy. And so it would be an absolute pleasure to explore this with you over the coming months, the coming year, my love, if you're feeling the call. And for now, I hope you have a beautifully nourishing day. Hope you can offer yourself a little embodied pause in whatever way that might be for you. A cup of tea, a walk, lighting a candle, whatever it may be. Maybe even taking a nourishing deep breath together in this moment, right here, right now. Maybe that's our embodied pause today. All right, my loves, send in so much love, and I look forward to the possibility of exploring what all of this might mean for you.